Hey guys, Dibz here, and today I've got an Overwatch gameplay analysis video for you of Mercy. Now note that I'm not the best Mercy player out there. I do make some mistakes in this game, but I will be going over the mistakes that I had and also be talking about what I could have been doing better. So you can say that this is kind of like a self-critical analysis of my own gameplay. And also I'll be giving some tips and tricks as to when to heal, when not to heal, and kind of like positioning as well as using your res throughout the game. But first I'm going to let the game run on its own so you can see how the game flows all together. However, if you want to skip directly to the commentary, you can click the link right here. But yeah, if anything else, here is the gameplay.
I have big plans for you.
Where's the torpedo?
Let's do this.
He's building it.
Damage amplified. Where does it hurt? I could use some assistance. Did someone call a doctor?
Yeah, they came bottom side apartments. Fucking goddamn it, dude.
Did someone call a doctor? Where does it hurt?
Ah, there's a sniper.
Defend the point.
What the fuck?
Ich kümmere mich dich.
Armor over here. Watch your backside.
I'm taking care. Support has arrived.
It's gonna be the second game in a row where there's literally zero answers to a Widowmaker.
Heroes never die.
I don't know how to counter it.
Where does it hurt?
Honestly, my fifth one, I'm better than you. To be honest with you. Sorry.
Oh my god.
You just have to do Winston.
Rain from above. Let's get you back out there.
Teleporter online. We move swiftly.
It's an option. There you go, dude.
I foresee great things for you.
I'm under attack. Did someone call a doctor? Danke.
Oh my god.
Healing stream engaged.
Sniper.
Heroes never die. I'm taking care of you.
Oh my god.
Get them off me. Did someone call a doctor? Damage increased.
My teleporter is offline.
Damage in my sights. Let's get you back out there. I could use. That's better. My ultimate is almost ready.
Yeah, like what the fuck is going on right now?
They're very coordinated.
Healing stream. recovery.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Heroes never die.
Get ready. They're coming back.
Patching you up.
The Widow is on the right side staircase.
Where does it hurt?
Oh, Widow's still. Fuck. She's up on top.
Up on top of
In the one window, because she can't be up on top.
Let's get you back out there.
Need healing.
You're a damn good mercy.
Where does it hurt? I'm under attack.
I have ult up to stop a big two.
Did someone call a doctor?
A little far out.
Fall back, fall back, fall back.
Being attacked. Helden sterben nicht.
Excuse me for dropping you.
Dibz. Dibz, quick up.
Heroes never die.
Oh, I see. I see where you're up to.
Where does it hurt? Damage empty.
Tactical visor activated. Enemy contact.
Under attack.
60 seconds remaining.
Need healing.
Healing stream engaged.
Oh shit.
Yeah, back up.
I'll respawn, I'll respawn. Alright.
Did someone call a
Try to get the
doctor?
Mercy.
Enemy sighted.
Seconds.
Where does it hurt?
I'm just gonna keep damaging.
Everyone stick together.
Helden sterben nicht. Don't move. Enemies reviving.
Oh no!
I'm taking care of you. Our time is running out. Everyone get on defense. Justice reigns from above. Schaden verstärkt.
Oh no!
Heroes never die.
I've got you in my sights.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh, I ult! Oh,
Operating at optimal levels. Did someone call a doctor?
yeah, I'm gonna ult. Keep testing.
Let's get you back out there. Cover me.
I love how I got behind us and picked me up. I got all this run.
Right.
Oh my god!
Die Wunder der modernen Medizin.
That's what I got far out there.
Heroes never die.
That revive, good job.
Freeze! Don't move.
Heal on the payload. Oh, we got it. Good job.
Where does it hurt?
Alright, now just gotta win. That was a good hold at the end.
That was a very good hold.
Score 0-2.
You can bet their ass to do it.
You know, I thought we thought this was like Abu Dhabi or Dubai, or not Africa, but is it Africa?
It is. In the Overwatch lore, Africa is like the most prosperous place in the world.
Talk about reverse
Damage
racism.
amplified. Heilstrahl aktiviert.
Alright, I'm gonna come around to the other side.
He goofed. We gotta pull him right now.
Alright, we're on. Jump. Jump time.
Support has arrived. Help me. Let's
They
get
have
you
a
back
turret.
out there.
Shit. Behind. This guy.
I'm walking up alley right
Enemy
now.
turret ahead.
Walking up alley
Watch
right now.
yourselves. Healing stream engaged.
Oh shit.
Grab would be good if anybody's curious about switching.
Enemy turret ahead.
I'm taking care of you.
I got the turret down.
Cover me.
I've got you in my sights.
Patching you up.
I got all from 4%.
Fire at will.
Apartments are going.
Our enemies possess a teleporter.
So what's the plan?
Heroes never die.
I found the teleporter.
They're tortoise.
I was in the very back trying to kill the teleporter.
Oh, just,
I got my ult up.
I need healing.
so do I. So just like sit here and wait for more people. I got ultimate. I'm not
Oh, I shift. Fuck. That's a good ult.
No, we weren't trying to push. These guys were peeking around the fucking wall, dude.
Mercy
agree.
im
I don't know who the
Bereitschaftsdienst.
The Roadhog pushed us.
I found the teleporter.
To where we were.
Enemy teleporter down.
Teleporter's down at least.
We really gotta push. Like, this one person being down all the time is fucking us in the head, dude.
Did someone call a doctor?
Oh, we had to go.
Well, I'm gonna try to come above and fall down on them.
I'm under
My
attack.
ultimate is charging.
I just need anyone to go. Like, not, there's no go.
I'm in position to ult. I just need some people to jump in. There's a distraction. Going down.
Push forward. I could use some this objective.
I just got like a full out on all of them, but it's your ult.
You're out of
I
time.
guess I should
Attack.
have DPS, because they're still going
Let's
down.
get you back out there.
It's okay.
Alright, so let's get right down to the analysis. Before the game starts, what you want to do is you kind of want to place yourself in an area where you can get to your teammates very easily. So there's a soldier there and a torp here, along with a roadhog as well. So you can easily pick and choose where you want to go. That's really important when you're playing Mercy, because a lot of people can come from different directions when you're on defense, and you really want to be able to make a split-second decision on where to go and heal your teammates. So I feel like they're going to be coming from this area, so I damage boost first because he's not taking any damage. And right there, it's not really something to do with Mercy, but playing Roadhog, when you play Roadhog, you don't want to be healing yourself if you don't need to. He made a mistake right there because he actually healed himself. He should not have healed himself, and actually should have let me heal him all the way up so I can gain the additional charge on my ultimate. So there's really no need to, right? So if you play with a somebody who can heal themselves, or basically a Roadhog, you should try to make sure that they know not to heal themselves whenever they're taking a lot of damage. Unless it's like really close to dying. If they're really close to dying, then they should not be healing themselves at all. But I mean, it's just kind of something small when you're playing with your teammates. If you can let them know, that'd be really good. But yeah, anyway, just staying behind walls and not being seen. So right here is a really good spot to stay whenever they're coming through the front right here. Because there's a sniper, I saw the Widowmaker shot going through. And I kind of want to stay in this area and not poke out. Because if I poke out, then that Widowmaker sniper and also maybe a Pharah, I saw a Pharah here as well before, they can easily take you out. So whenever you heal as Mercy or boost actually, whenever you do either one, you always want to stay behind a wall and kind of like stay hidden. You don't want to be in their view when you're doing so. Not like Lucio, who's always in the fray jumping around and all over the place. But yeah, that's what you want to do when you play Mercy. When it comes to positioning, it's very important to stay hidden. So I'm taking out my pistol because there's nobody here to be healed. You always want to use your pistol whenever you can. It does a good amount of damage whenever whenever nobody needs healing. And of course, that Roadhog just died. So checking around for healing as well. So if you don't know, I saw, or I didn't see, but right here, you actually can heal behind walls for a certain amount of time. Like if you don't have vision of them, or if they're not if they're out of your line of sight, you can actually heal around the corners, and probably about 1 second afterwards, you stop after they are out of your line of sight, it will disconnect. So what you want to do is kind of peek back and forth, so then you keep it connected. And also, when you heal your teammate like this, you don't actually have to be facing their direction when you are healing them. You could be looking towards the left, and if you hold your healing or your boosting, it will still be connected to that original target. So it's really important for you to do that because it allows you to look around, right? You can see like what's going on here. Is there anybody else coming to this area while you're still healing the target that's behind you? You don't want to be having your back towards the action all the time because it's going to be really dangerous for you. And it's really important for you to do that all the time. Make sure you're looking at somewhere, so you can see who needs to be healed and what kind of decisions need to be made. So I came here because he was the only one left, and I kind of had to get out of there. So yeah, at this point I could have used my Guardian Angel and moved towards the back with the Torbjorn, but I decided not to because this Reaper needed more help, and that Torbjorn was pretty safe, I would say. So he needed a little bit more help, and I wanted to kind of like help him out a little bit. Even though he did have a health pack right here, I kind of wanted to gain my charge as well so I can get my res up much more quickly. But he actually went to go get the health pack, which he really shouldn't have. He should have just waited for me to heal him up so I can get my charge. But it looks like don't know where he's going. Just trying to heal him, trying to stick with him. And at this point right here, there's two things that you can do. You can either boost him in damage, or you can heal him with your bar, right? So what you want to do is, let's say that there is not this Mercy here. You would still want to use your healing boost because the amount of damage that Reaper can do compared to this Reinhardt is a lot higher, right? He doesn't really need an additional damage boost from you, because if you damage boost him and you don't heal him, the Reaper is going to die. So you would want to normally heal somebody who you know is more or less tankier than its own target. But let's say it was a Tracer, you could easily use your boost and use it on the Reaper, and the Reaper could possibly one-shot the Tracer. So it depends on how much life that the target has when you want to figure out whether to heal or boost or damage boost that target. So he was actually able to take him out, and then this guy ends up just getting caught in everybody, and I decided to bail. So that's really important because you want to know what kind of escapability that your targets have, the ones that you're healing. So this Reaper by himself, he doesn't really necessarily need me to stay here to survive. He can use his phase shift ability and get out of there. So I decide, like, if I stay here, I'm dead. There's this Reaper here, or I mean this Reinhardt here, and there's somebody else attacking from me from behind. There's this soldier that's shooting me. I'm like, okay, if I stay here, I'm dead. I gotta get out of here. And I know this Reaper he's not a really high priority target for me to heal. He's not a tank. He's not a Lucio as well. But Lucio actually can get into battle a lot quicker. So even if it was Lucio, I would just let him boost himself out of there. But yeah, he's not really high priority, so I just let him leave. I leave him there, and I kind of get out of here. I mean, if I die, that is really bad for my team. You don't want to die as Mercy. Whenever you play Mercy, you want to survive as long as you can, because the walk is really, really long to you. Unless, of course, you have a Tracer and you can, just boost towards them. But either way, you're really important. You should always prioritize your own life more than anybody else's. That's because if you die, you can't heal anybody. But yeah, just using my boost, waiting for my ultimate, or waiting for it so I can use it. So right here, I am waiting for this Reaper to literally die because I have my ultimate up. If I get seen by the people who are coming through the corridor, they can easily take me out really, really quickly. So I kind of want to stay hidden and wait for him to die while I wait for this timer here to kind of reach to the very end. If he reaches the end and completes the circle, you cannot res that hero. So you want to make sure to keep an eye on that and, you know, see who you can res or how long it's going to take for this other hero to die. So I'm just waiting around, and I see him die, and I see 2, and I'm looking for this Symmetra to die, right? So honestly, I should have had this Symmetra die because I could get a 3-man res. It would have been really good. It would have been okay. He doesn't have to die, but I feel like if he would be safer for him. Because what happens if I res and he dies right away, right? Because the thing is, whenever you res people, you don't want to heal this Symmetra first and then res. Because what happens if you heal him first and then you res? You have nobody to heal, and that doesn't allow you to gain your ultimate charge. But if you res these 2 first, and then you start healing the Symmetra, you will start gaining your additional res charge, which is why I wait. So now I'm healing, and I gain 10% charge, which is quite a bit. It really depends on what kind of situation you're in when you decide to res and when to heal your teammates. So now there's 2 people here that are dead, and we're pretty much by ourselves, and yeah. And there's nothing I can really do here. I try to escape by using my Guardian Angel ability, but I get hooked here and I just die. So using my Guardian Angel ability to gain distance, of course. So I'm damage boosting this Roadhog because he's not getting, he doesn't have any targets that are hitting him, right? It would be no benefit for me to be using my healing boost right now because I wouldn't be getting any damage, so, or I'm getting any, ultimate charge. So he gets hooked, and right away I start healing him, but of course that's a little bit too late. So it really depends on how fast your reflexes are in switching between healing and damage boosting, and I wasn't fast enough at that point, so I kind of made a mistake there. But everybody here is taking the health packs without waiting for me to heal them, which is really bad for them. And using my wings to get away. Don't want to go in there because he's by himself. You always want to stay alive, as always.
Oh my god.
And also, these players usually should stick at the end. At the edge. It's very nice for you to let them know that they should stay at the edge, so you can use your Guardian Wings or Guardian Angel to them. So right here as well, I'm waiting for other people to, come around to see if I can res. And right there was a mistake that I made. Right here, I res people, and I should have actually stuck around to try to heal the Roadhog and Symmetra when they were starting to take damage. But instead I decided to get out of there because I thought people were actually in this room already. Because if I actually res them and I started to go through this room and try to heal them, I could have been taken out very easily. But it was kind of a precaution that I made, that I wanted to be safe and kind of prioritize my own life before the rest of the before those 2 people right there. So I kind of phase shift over there, or not phase shift, Guardian Angel there. And they actually started to die really, really quickly. And this Symmetra was being overly aggressive. She should have backed up a little bit, but I end up losing those 2 again. So that was kind of a mistake for me. I could have actually just stuck around and healed them. So now they're able to push through very easily. And yeah, I'm starting to see they're dying. And I'm going to be continuously boosting this soldier because he's taking care of that Pharah, which is a good job by him. So switching the healing again. And I try to see what I can do here. He's not really dealing any damage yet, so it's better for me to stay safe and not go towards that Winston that was jumping around. If I try to follow him, I'm gonna die. So damage, healing, damage boosting, staying out of sight. Keeping cover. You don't have to be out there, right? Honestly, when you see that Pharah there, if it seems dangerous, don't stand out in the open if you don't have to. And this is why this is a mistake right here. So at this point, it seems to be clear because I don't see that soldier shooting anybody, right? He's just looking down and aiming at people. So I kind of assume that it's clear here that nobody is going to be attacking me. But then, of course, he's not shooting at this Pharah right here who all of a sudden comes up and uses her ultimate. He kills her eventually, but if I actually was behind the wall right here this whole time and I kind of just damage boosted from inside, I would not have died there. So that was bad positioning on my part. I should have stuck behind cover. You always want to be behind cover whenever you're healing or boosting a teammate. So I'm coming through this side, looking towards the right so I can see what is going on. So right here, everybody is all split up all over the place, right? There's a dead soldier there, there's a Mei up on top, and also a Winston, and a D.Va trying to flank around when the payload is already coming through this under bridge. So I'm not exactly sure what my team is doing here. This is why I kind of stay in this area, and I'm talking to them right now, telling them like, where are you guys? Why are you guys trying to flank? you don't always have to go with wherever your team is going. Mercy is usually seen as the person who kind of sticks with her team and always it's kind of like the pet, you know, somebody who sticks their staff around and just tries to follow everybody and heal them. But you don't have to do that. If I tried to follow them, honestly, I would have died trying to get to there. So I just decided to stay here and wait for them to come around my area. And because everybody's here, right? Look at that. There's like 4 people on the payload and all the team right here is just dying back and forth. And this is why I'm getting kind of... I'm talking to my team like, what are you guys doing? You guys should all be, you know, on the payload where they're all coming from behind. And yeah, that's really not much I could have done there. But right here, I did not have to jump in. I could have backed out. I tried to heal that Mei, and I see my teammate here as well. I could have actually backed out into the room instead of running out into the open like this. This was a bad decision made by me. Yeah, I could have ran back, but I don't think it would have made a difference because this Reinhardt was actually on my ass. I would have died, I think. But yeah, I always try to stick behind corners and don't go out into the open when you're Mercy. It's very dangerous. And like I said, prioritize your life over others most of the time because you have this res. You know, if they die, you can always res them up again. Alright, I see 2 people here getting a rest. I'm going to use that. So that's one thing that you can typically do. You can use your Guardian shield or your Guardian ability to get to a specific area, and then once you get to that area and you use your ultimate, you will stop before you reach that destination. So that's kind of important to know because what happens if you use your Guardian wings and you go if you go too far? If you go all the way to this point right here, the rest of these spirits or these allies that are dead, you might actually be out of range of them to heal them. If I remember correctly, her res is about 15 meters. I'm not exactly sure how far that is, but it's not that big. It's a good amount, but then there is a range limit to it. So whenever you use it, you always want to make sure that this number up on top is at its maximum amount. If it starts to go back down to, if it goes down to 1 again when you reach this area, you kind of want to make sure you go back and forth and kind of figure out that sweet spot in order to get the highest amount of reses possible. So okay, I use that, and right now people are here, and I'm trying to stick on the payload, of course. You know, trying to contest it, and of course I get shot down right here, or I get hit. And if you notice, my health starts to go up. So after about 3 seconds being out of battle, Mercy starts to heal herself, which is very important because let's say you are starting to take damage and you are very low. You don't want to risk yourself going out there again and trying to look for health packs. You can actually sit around and just wait for your health to come back, and that's very useful to know. You know, you don't want to always put yourself in danger trying to reach health packs when you can, you know, just stay safe and stay hidden. So right now, trying to gain my ultimate charge back up again. Doesn't look like anybody or any of our opponents are on the payload or trying to get to it. So going for tanks because if they have the most life, of course. Gaining the most charge from that. And I get hooked here. And I actually could have turned around quicker and try to use my Guardian shield on somebody. Because right there, there's a D.Va here, there's a Mei here, there is a Winston here. I don't know if anybody else is coming to the right side. But I actually could have tried to escape right here. I could have turned around and used my Guardian Spirit or Guardian Shield ability instead of sitting around here and just getting shot right. Instead of pulling out my pistol. I saw that, yeah, there's a soldier there. I could have used my Guardian wings to get towards him right away. So you want to use your Guardian wing to get out of hooks and any kind of dangerous situations that you're in. But that was pretty bad positioning on my part. I was supposed to be in this room with everybody else as well. So right now my teammates are dying again. They're not waiting for me. They're just going in without a healer, which is very dangerous on their part. Typically, you would want to stay near a healer, so you don't die out right away. Yeah, there's a Widow up there, staying out of her range. I see a Winston here, coming here to heal him. I didn't have to come and heal him, but then I saved him some time in going back all the way to the starting point, right? And right here, there's that soldier who is actually taking a lot of damage to him from that Roadhog. But imagine if he is very weak and you instantly use your Guardian wing towards him. What that Roadhog can do, what if he kills this soldier before you get to him? Then you are alone with this Roadhog. You don't always want to go to a weak target just because they're weak. You want to make sure that that target is worth it, or that target is going to survive by the time you get there. I would say this soldier is not worth saving because he's so close to the spawn. But what if I end up dying? That's really bad. This is why you want to make sure that whenever you make decisions, will you be able to survive or actually help the situation? So I'm like, okay, well, he actually ends up killing him. I'm like, okay, well, I'll heal you then after that. And not only that, I don't have a real reason to gain additional charge. I have full charge, and there would have actually been no benefit other than trying to save him just for a little while. It's kind of like a risk versus reward. The reward was not big enough for me to save that soldier, is what I was trying to say. And right here, so whenever there is an ultimate being used by your teammate, you always want to make sure to figure out when you want to heal or damage boost them. So at this point, I could have damage boosted this Reaper, but I saw that he was kind of here in the... he was actually there for quite a while before the enemy team noticed that he was there. So let's check this out. So I see that he comes up from behind, right? So at this point, he's turning yellow. So I'm kind of like, okay, he's taking damage already. That means he's seen. If he's seen, he will probably need healing because he's taking, because he's dying. Normally, if a hero or your teammate is not seen, it's pretty safe for you to damage boost them. Like, let's say a Pharah is in the air and you're with her and she's using her ultimate. It would be a good time for you to damage boost her if she is not being shot at. But I would typically heal a hero who's being shot at whenever they use the ultimate instead of damage boosting them. Yeah, I would say if they are being attacked, heal them. If they're not being attacked, damage boost them. When it comes to ultimates, at least. So that's why I end up healing him, because this Reinhardt's here. Yeah. Healing. We're pushing forward slowly. And they're pushing it really far ahead, and I'm kind of like skeptical about pushing up ahead because I can easily get flanked. And I'm kind of like trying to stick behind, and I'm glad I didn't do that because I might have died right there because that soldier would have got me. So you always never want to overextend whenever you're playing Mercy. It's very dangerous to be out there by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but it's always dangerous to be out there. So right here, you can actually res through walls if you didn't know that. Right here, I'm waiting for the opposing team to pretty much leave the area in which they killed these two heroes or these two allies. So because what happens if these two die and you res them right away? The other team is gonna be like, okay, well, they're just gonna come back and just gonna finish them off again. So this is why I'm kind of like waiting around here. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for them to leave. And then, because normally normally people would leave after they kill somebody. They won't just sit around and just wait for that, right? So like, okay, so once they leave, I res them. So then they're kind of safe when they get resed and they don't die instantly. And this Winston is thinking I'm AFK, but I'm actually just waiting. So it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's really important for you to not res your teammates right away. It really depends on the situation. Let's say it's a full team wipe and they're on the payload, then yes, that would be a good time for you to res everybody instantly instead of waiting. But then if there's like specific times in which it's not a rush for you to get people on the payload or to kind of contest a point, then you can wait for them to kind of leave the area and then res them afterwards. So healing from people on top, as you can see, it's a very big range for you to heal. You can heal from pretty far distance. It's kind of close, but you always want to stick up here. And right there was a mistake. I should not have jumped down here. You could have easily healed from up top. And yeah, I ended up dying. So I don't know why I jumped down. I shouldn't have jumped down. That was a really rookie mistake. You don't want to be in the midst of battle when you're playing Mercy. So heal. Gaining that ultimate charge, and I'm already almost full. I see that my Winston is dead. He's being very aggressive if you haven't noticed. He just keeps jumping in and dying for some reason. Don't know if that's what he wants to be doing. Everybody's trying to flank around. I'm here with this Mei by herself, and everybody's there, not on the point, which is really bad for us. So I kind of decide to stick around the payload, because that's more important than kind of like trying to hook around from behind. Because eventually I know that my teammates are going to come back to the payload and try to contest it. And right here I'm trying to do the same thing again, so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see if I can get a sneaky res off without them noticing that I'm around. But I get to this 2-second, and if you look right here, this guy is already almost done being rezzed, or his timer is already almost done. But he's a Reaper, so I'm not really concerned about him. I'm more concerned about this Winston than anybody else that's going to die on the payload, because the payload is a lot closer, and I need people to contest the payload, so I don't waste the res on that Reaper. And then there's a soldier here, so I can't get up there. I'm like, okay, I'm stuck right here, so I need to go around and find a safer spot. It gets pretty hectic because everybody's over on the other side, and I'm trying to get to them, but nobody is on this payload right here. It's a very dangerous situation for me to be in right now. So at this point here, I see that I have 2 people that I can res. I am not exactly confident that I will survive if I wait long enough. you know, to have this Winston die, because I'm not exactly sure how long this Winston's also going to take to die. What if he actually doesn't end up dying and I res these two before he starts to die? You know what I mean? Because the thing is, the only reason you would want to wait for this Winston to die is if you can get a 3-person res. But you have to make sure that this Winston's going to die very quickly. But at this point, I wasn't exactly sure. So I wanted to make sure that I can have as many people on the point as fast as possible. And if I needed to get any healing done, I would use, I would heal and try to get my res up as fast as possible. So I'm like, okay, I'll try to get it done. Try to get it up as fast as possible. He actually ends up dying. But imagine that if I waited for him and I res right now, then nobody would be on the point. So it's important for you to do that. And right now I'm getting free ultimate charge from this. The Winston staying behind this wall, not being shown, or not seeing myself. Showing myself, I mean. Right. Not going onto the payload because I don't want to die. And at this point, I'm just trying to survive, really. Just trying to survive and get as much healing done as possible. And that wall there was actually not very beneficial to us. I could have not used that wall right there. That wall did not do anything. So... if you actually have a Mei Ice Wall blocking your teammate, you can't use your Guardian Wings and fly to your teammate. So this is really, it didn't really help our team at all to have this Mei Ice Wall here. And I'm like, okay, well I can't get there, and I'm kind of like under fire from all directions. And I actually think I end up dying here. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, nobody's dead here, and people need more healing than damage. And yep, right there. So that... I'm not exactly sure if I could have made it back there. It seemed really close, and I just wanted to get out of there, honestly. So I used my Guardian Shoot to get out, or Guardian Spirit, Guardian Wings. But yeah, also right here, I should have used my Guardian Wings as soon as possible, because of course I didn't know that he was going to jump right there, and I had no time to catch up, and I missed it. Whenever you have a Mercy on your team and you're another hero, you want to make sure that you kind of look back to wait just a split second, so they can, you know, so then they can use their Guardian Wings and get to you. So he does contest a little bit, and you use your Guardian Angel, and then you fly towards where your enemies or your teammates are dead. Then you use your ultimate. That's one way that you can do it. Another way you can do it is stay hidden as well, but there was no place for me to be. I mean, I was never there. I had to get there as soon as possible, so I had to use my Guardian Angel and do it that way. But yeah, that Resurrect was able to save this round at least. I know we end up losing, but spoiler, I guess. Sorry, but yeah, we end up losing. But yeah, I mean that Res was able to save the first round. So yeah, I mean it really comes down to positioning and trying to make yourself survive as long as you can compared to the rest of your team. You are the backbone. You are the more important component of the team, because you can bring your team back to life, and that's what you normally want to do. You always want to keep bringing them back rather than having to walk yourself. You always want to make yourself a priority target when you are talking about survival. All right, so now we're on offense, and we have a plan on trying to just go straight to the point towards the left side. We have a lot of movement on this team, so it's really nice for you to be a Mercy so you can keep up with them, and you can just get to them whenever you need to. Alright, this Winston's good, waiting for me to come back so I can heal them. Very good for them to do that. Healing, healing, of course. And that Winston just jumps directly in, and I don't want to follow him, of course, because he's in a very dangerous situation. So I decide to stay up here and heal him while I'm staying safe. And right here, I decide to use my Guardian Angel ability because I feel like I'm pretty safe when doing so. So I'm out of range. And the thing is, if he actually was all the way over there and I didn't use my Guardian Wings, where would you be? You would be on this side here, stuck by yourself, with all these heroes or all these enemies here looking at you. And they'll look directly at you, they'll kill you, and you have pretty much nowhere to run. And that's why if you use it, you can get closer to this Winston and continue healing him for one, but you also have an escape route by going through this area here. That's why I decided to use my Guardian Wings ability, because it's safer. You know, instead of sticking around there, especially with that turret there just aiming at you. So I end up healing this Genji. And I mean, as long as I'm alive, that's really all that matters. And right here was a situation in which I could have used my ultimate ability, but if you think about it, if you look at it right here, this Winston died right there, right? He's directly on the payload, and I would say he would practically die instantly if I rezzed him. And that's kind of why I decided not to. I kind of wanted to save it for a bigger push when we head later on, so we can do one big push, and then if we all died on that big push, I could res at once. So it would not be a good reason for me to res this Winston right here and right now. And that's kind of why I hold it off. I'm like, okay, well, nobody's here. This Zarya is not in position. I have a teammate that's all the way in the back, and there's really no reason for me to use the res. I got this Pharah here. Yeah, we would have been down a person anyway. But this does take us out of position. So I decide to wait for this Reaper to gain a farther distance, because I did not want to walk out there. If I walk out there, you know, you're not a quick moving target. You're a slow moving target, and these people can look at you and they can shoot you. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick down here, and I'm going to wait until he gets behind this pillar so I can stay there, and I can just heal him from here. I'm like, okay, staying behind you, and he just dies. Right now, I'm stuck in this area. So there's two places you can go. You can go left or you can go right. It would be dangerous for you to go towards the right because you're going deeper and deeper into enemy territory. But if I actually communicated with this Genji to go and meet me on the other side, I might have been able to survive. But at this point, I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, I gotta get the hell out of here. So I go towards the left and I end up dying. And I get shot at anyways. And I get hooked, of course. I can't say that I would have survived if I went towards the right. I might have, maybe not. This Roadhog might have actually used his hook to get me down too. So it's really hard to tell. But I feel like going towards the right would have been a safer situation because that Genji was over there on the other side. So that was a mistake by me as well. And right here, everybody is going in by themselves before I'm actually here, and we actually end up losing one already. And also right here, I could have used my ultimate because we were amidst the battle, and it would have been a good time for me to use it because everybody here is taking damage. It would have been nice for us to have a lot of the team here and resurrected again, because I would have been able to use my heals and get my ultimate much quicker up again. It would have been up already by the time this battle was over, right? Because people are taking damage. I would be charging it right now over and over again, and I would have my teammates there to help out. So that was a bad decision by me not using my ultimate. You always want to use it whenever you can, but whenever you feel that the time is right. It's really hard though to get used to knowing when to use your ultimate. You just have to play Mercy a lot more, and I don't play her enough to kind of know that in the back of my head, like right away. So it all comes with experience, I feel like. So I end up using my ultimate on that Zarya because I feel like everybody here is trying to push through and kind of group up together. I want everybody to group up pretty much. And I know this Winston can get back into battle quickly because he can jump, and that Zarya is very important to our team. So I'm like, okay, I want everybody to, you know, kind of back up and stay healed. But this Zarya just runs in and gets hooked right away instead of grouping up together. And I'm like, okay, well, that just wasted my res. And this Pharah here is not coming to me to heal. So everybody's literally like all over the place and scrambling, not coming for heals. So that's one of the hardest parts that I find when it comes to healing or healing as Mercy. But if you did notice, you can actually dish out a decent amount of damage if you have your pistol out. So why did I take out my pistol? Because right here, look, everybody else is dead. There's nobody here for me to run to. If I darted back over there, I could have died there. I don't know what's on the other side. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to take out my pistol and just start shooting. It does deal quite a bit of damage. If you didn't grab that health pack, I probably would have been able to survive. But this soldier comes in and just kills me. I could have actually backed out right here at this point, if you notice, right here. I could have actually continued going back up, but I kind of got greedy. So my teammates is coming up right here, right? I could have actually just backed out towards the door and just ran towards them. But I felt like I was confident enough to kill this Lucio by myself. I could have, but this soldier just comes in. And yeah, just wins the fight. But yeah, this player is talking about pushing together, and I'm talking to them not to go up and to not heal, or not to push up, right? To back up. I want this team to back up so we can group up together, because that's still a dangerous spot. And they end up getting ulted. And yeah, this is where I tell them why are they pushing up, and they say they weren't trying to push up. But look at this. This is really far ahead, right? I would consider this to be pretty far ahead because the enemy team can see you. You don't want to be hidden. You want to be hidden when you're waiting for your team to kind of group up together, right? So that's one thing that you want to do when you're playing with a Mercy. You want to group up away from battle and not be seen by your teammate when you're waiting for your Mercy to come in. Right? They're obviously in the sight. They were obviously in the view of the enemy, and they end up dying. So we have to wait again for this spot again. So it's just kind of like this lack of team coordination is kind of what makes us lose this game. We're not on the same page. People aren't like sticking around and grouping out or grouping up. And this Genji here just dying on his own as well. So right now we're all grouped up together. And yeah, I'm gonna try to see what I can do, right? Trying to gain as much rezzing ultimates as much as I can. And this Zarya is really far ahead as well. Okay. And right now they're trying to push, okay? So I'm like, alright, so let's everybody move in together as well. And they drop their beat. And this Winston is really far ahead. I don't want to be in there because it's really dangerous. So yeah, it's just this Zarya was lagging behind as well. So there was this lack of coordination. There's this Winston, there's this Reaper in here. We have another teammate on this side right here. I think it's I don't know who, I forgot who it was. Who was it? We have a Winston. I think it's a Pharah. Yeah, okay, the Pharah's up there, which is fine. She's dealing damage from afar. But this Zarya is kind of lagging behind. Right, we have two tanks. We have a tank and a healer, or a Reaper. And this Zarya finally comes in. So whenever you're pushing with the team, you always want to stick together. That's the important part, especially when you're playing with Mercy. Yeah, it requires a lot of teamwork. And that's the hard part when playing Mercy, because you can't really initiate a kind of like a group effort. It's really difficult, I think, to do that as Mercy, because your ultimate is something that kind of saves everybody at the end after mistakes were made. Doing that part, I actually could have stuck behind the safe area right here. Instead of rushing in, what I could have done was I could have stuck around this area right here. I should have not shown myself. I should have stood right here and just wait for everybody to die. But this Lucio was on me already. He was trying to kill me. But in any case, I could have just stayed there and waited for everybody to die and then res everybody. But I ran out and I eventually died. So yeah, that's something that I could have done differently. But yeah, I was talking about how Mercy is different from Lucio, is that Lucio is somebody who prevents mistakes being made, where Mercy is somebody who fixes mistakes that were made. She reses people, and of course Lucio prevents damage from being done. That's why I feel like it's really important for you to have both. It was a little bit hard for me to keep everybody alive as Mercy being the only healer, and that's kind of the reason why I always like to have both Mercy and Lucio. And expanding on that, when it comes to Mercy, you do not have the ability to make plays. You cannot actually initiate a group effort to push towards a point and basically give everybody a signal like you can go, go, go. That's what Lucio does. Lucio, when he uses his ultimate, everybody gets shield and everybody's like, okay, now it's time to go. But with Mercy, you can't really do that. And that's why I feel like it's a lot harder for you to carry as Mercy by yourself. And it's much better for you to have both a Mercy and a Lucio, for Lucio to do the one, for the one to be the one to start or initiate the push, while Mercy is kind of like coming from behind and, you know, backing everybody up. So yeah, that's what it comes down to when it comes to, you know, playing as Mercy and Lucio. They're both very different types of styles when it comes to healing. You don't have a pocket healer as Lucio, but you know, you're following people around as Mercy, and I feel like it's still pretty fun because you can alternate between healing and damage boosting, and that's what makes Mercy really fun to play. But it just comes down to experience. These are the important parts that people should know. Even though it may seem like it's basic, not a lot of people really know a lot of the things that could have been done better in this game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So the one thing I really do want to mention is when you play Mercy by yourself, you do have to have a coordinated team. You have to have people who work well with you, who know how to get healed by Mercy, honestly. If people aren't really working together to stay in your range and kind of like get heals from you, and they can just keep running out of your line of sight, then that could be really troubling for you. Lucio is a little bit easier because he does have mobility and you can speed up and kind of like heal everybody else. But I do feel like Mercy is very difficult to play when it comes to trying to keep everybody up. Lucio is a little bit easier. He does have a little bit more mobility, but the thing is, there's a lot of things that you can do with Lucio, and that's the hard part. Healing part for Lucio is not too difficult. The healing part for Mercy is a little bit more difficult. So yeah, I mean, those are the two differences between those two heroes. Alright, so that's about all I have for Mercy. Let me know what you guys think about the decisions I made, whether you agree or disagree with them. I'm pretty sure that there are some mistakes that I've made that I did not catch. You know, so just let me know what you guys, if you guys saw anything in the video, and critique my gameplay, please. You know, this is kind of like an effort, a mutual effort, I would say, for everybody on this channel. But yeah, I hope you guys like the gameplay. Hope you guys like the analysis. I tried my best to give as many tips and comments on what kind of decisions I could have made, or that I made, and what I could have done better. But yeah, if you like the video, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, if anything else, I always want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.